welcome to episode number 13 of Meet the Author of We Choose Joy. I am here with Bea Baylor today, an amazing, beautiful woman, and I'm just so honored to be able to share her chapter with you guys and get to know her a little bit better and hear what's on her heart. So, Bea, would you please tell us, who are you and what do you do?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me and grabbing me and bringing me all together, guys. And I am the Bumblebee, Queen Bea Baylor, all of that and above. I had to have a stage name, the Baylor, and it just rhymed with everything that I do. It just really stands out. So I really appreciate you in this episode 13. So exciting. And I'm going to start by saying I love, love, love that everyone look at my white hair and they got to think, gosh, yes, I'm retired. I'm a retired nurse. And I never ever stopped being an entrepreneur. It was always my life. I was always an entrepreneur doing nursing. And 2020, I just said, you know what? I'm done. And just said, I was doing like business and nursing, business and nursing. And it just got to be overwhelmed. So, as a high performance coach, author, content creator, consultant, nonprofit expert, I guess you could say jack of all trades and a serial entrepreneur. That's exactly who I am. And I love, love bringing women to sit at my table. And I love going to sit at other women's table, especially when you're not invited. And I love to get to know who those women are and what are they doing and why they're so successful. And that's sometimes the way you have to do it. I call myself talented and rich
I love,
versus talented and broke. so,
yeah,
so that's who I am, guys.
I love your energy. It's always such a beautiful space to be in. Well, with
Thank
that, what made you decide to be a part of this anthology?
That's a beautiful question. And as I'm breathing in, this beautiful woman, this amazing woman, the Rifa, I had the opportunity to have this conversation while on vacation in Vegas and sitting in the casino having a conversation with her for an hour long. And I thought to myself, she talked about how much fun she had with the first book, and she was also in the second book, and it just warmed my heart that this energy. And then when Linda came on board, ooh, and Linda just brings with her kind of that sister to sister, heart to heart. And I said, it's hard to get into an anthologist because you always got something going on that doesn't jail, right? And it's frustrating. But this was the most exciting, heartfelt anthology that I've ever been a part of. And because of all the women, we get to share our story and we get to watch an angel go to heaven in the story,
Mhm.
the beginning and the end. And we are historic as I'm speaking it. We are historic in this book, We Choose Joy.
I completely agree. And I feel like everyone was truly ordained to be picked for it just organically fell into place, and building those beautiful relationships, I think, was one of the most special parts of all of this. So it was a beautiful process. Well, please tell us a little bit about your chapter. I really felt like I was in your chapter when I was reading. So I want to give you kudos to the power of your storytelling ability to bring the reader in and feel all the parts of where your story took place. I'm gonna leave it there because I don't want to give anything away, but oh, I was there with you. And I love that. So thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Unleashing the flame, like the flames that's within you. And you always start to think, I'm like the phoenix. You, I am the phoenix. Man, I've been down here and burnt to crisp, and I come back up. I don't care what it is. I'm always rising out of the ashes. And as a little girl, this chapter is about a little girl who literally for a decade thought she burned her family house down and took it to heart. And no one ever sit her down to explain to her that you didn't do this. And by that time, it was too late to tell me because I had built my whole life around that fire of trauma or of giving and always feeling the need to be an empath to pay for my sins. I had to give so much of me away to other people that I wanted to make my siblings feel good. I wanted to make my family always finding opportunities and ways to pay it forward and pay it back, right? And that is so profound of so many women who do that without even a fire, right?
Right.
And but I had that was so heavy on my heart to write this chapter of endurance. And boy, I'm a breast cancer survivor. I've had a traumatic experience with one of my kids, and then open heart surgery. The fire, those flames just bursting, like every time you turn around there was a flame. And it wasn't until I know 2014, that 2014 I was reading my chapter, Rise Up, Take Charge, to my dad. And in that chapter, it talked about the fire. And he said in his weak voice, "You didn't do that."
Wow.
And it was a release of that little girl that she could now go have fun, go play, without any remorse, without anything holding her back. And that little girl, her name is Beulah, and she is released. She can go play, she can go do whatever she wants to do, and setting her little soul free. I'm not connected to anyone that I have the privilege of always having to do for them. Now I have lost some friends and some family who don't get it. Like I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. No means no. The end. I'm a different person, and so there. Those people who needed me, they're no longer have access to me. Access has been denied. I love them, but I've been through this for a decade times three, and I no longer have to serve. So unleashing the fire is so profound for so many women that we no longer have to be a bed or a bridge over troubled waters for so many people.
Yes. Whew. You are on fire right now. Like, thank you. That was so,
Woo!
and I feel like I need to take a few seconds to process all that.
Yes, yes. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I don't look like what I've been through, but the fire and the flames just keep burning in my soul, in my heart, and everything comes together through the grace of God. He's given me a menagerie to encase my heart and keep it safe, and that I
Yes,
don't have to give it away.
exactly. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, wow. Wow. So there's like so many other questions I want to ask you. But I'm just gonna kind of wrap it into, would you be interested in writing another book or anthology if it was presented to you? Are you in that space?
I, you know, Well, there is, and I'm currently like repurposing all of my content on a global scale, but there's one thing that stays, it's one topic that really sits with me, and it's called I Stay Too Long, and that's for women who feel the need to stay in a relationship and you keep staying and staying and staying, and it didn't serve you nor benefited you, and all of that beautiful mind is gone to waste. And how can we bring life, especially to women that are much older and they've been there, they've stayed too long in a relationship, but they stay there because they'll be lost if they leave that relationship. So I think that would be one of the topics. So it's kind of iffy, but yeah, I'd love to package that and really talk about I stay too long.
I think that's an amazing subject, especially, you know, we have resources for women in their 20s and 30s. We have resources for women in their 40s, 50s, but anything beyond that, there's nothing really out there. And then a lot of times it just becomes such an unhealthy habit. And the
Yes.
person just gets destroyed more and more and more because they don't know anything different. I write it, girl. Like I'm gonna read it, and it's it it can also speak to many generations. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
ooh, I'm excited.
I
Like
like, but yeah, that's what's on my mind. Um, so yeah, that would be one of the things to really help women who are my age, because you will be down a road of sadness and depression and loneliness because you can't get out of this unhealthy relationship, so you stay and it doesn't serve you. So, how do you be free to do what you want to do and live a very luxurious lifestyle and know that you could do it and do it alone with the support of other women who are doing it and doing it big?
I love that. Well, I can't wait to read it because I know it's gonna probably happen probably soon because it sounds like it's really on your heart. With that, what would you like to share with the listeners that maybe you haven't shared yet? Maybe some takeaways from writing this chapter, or just what is on your heart right now? Because you just shared so much, but what is on your heart right now that you want the listeners to hear today?
Oh my goodness. That's a good one. So let me start by saying this. When something as tragic and traumatizing as having open heart surgery during the pandemic, double heart attack, and waking up and thinking to yourself, where do I go now? I'm single. I don't know how my bills are going to get paid. I don't know. I'm just blank. No family could be around you. So I had to maneuver that. And I want to leave women with this. When you think that the worst has happened to you have to stop and ask yourself why this happened. And because of this, my life took a shift on another path in a trajectory that was good and wonderful. Within my chapter, it allowed me to say, I can do me. Yay! The doctor's going to say that too, right? You can just take care of you. What? Your heart, you got a new heart, you got a new mind. You can do whatever you want to do. And that's exactly what I did. Like, got rid of my townhouse, bought this 40-foot fifth wheel, made the back room into a big office, and just parked it and went wherever I wanted to go. Great experience. Great experience. And so, as an entrepreneur and a woman, a business owner, you know, um, wife, I mean, not a wife, but mother and grandmother, life is what you make of it.
Exactly.
You can give so much of yourself. And so I want to leave women with entrepreneurship is hard. Being a woman is hard. But take a step back and assess and reassess what it is that is good for you and it works for you. And you step into that realm, have the faith, the trust, to know not everything is going to be beautiful, kind of like the little Red Riding Hood, where, the big bad wolf, there are a lot of things that are going to be out there, but stay in your lane, make it beautiful, make it what you want it to be in a major way, and love on yourself. That's so important, self-care. And that's what I want to leave women with. Do you, and do it big, and do it luxury, because you deserve it all.
Absolutely. Well, that is, when you listen to this episode 13, you're going to get a lot from these short few minutes that we've been able to spend with Bea. So thank you so much for contributing so much in so little time. And with that, I just like to say thank you so much for being on Meet the Author. And listeners, thank you for listening to episode number 13. Thank you.
And thank you. Thank you so much. Thank the audience and everyone. Thanks.